Hey, vinyl community. I'm really behind on my thrift store and new arrival videos. I'm staring at about two piles of stuff I haven't shown you yet. So we're gonna divide it right in half, and we're gonna try to plow through this. I said this in my last video that now until Christmas it's going to be slim picking. So this kind of allows me to if I divide them up, I kind of got some content going into Christmas. But anyways, it's the middle of the afternoon. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is because you could be watching this in 2025 and I'm probably dead by then. So hello from the grave. And I'm taking a quick break from setting up my Christmas tree in my basement. And yes, it's early. Christmas to me is what Halloween is to all my friends. My friends prepare year-round for Halloween, and I'm not really a Halloween person. Unless I'm DJing getting paid for it. I'm a Christmas person, which is kind of really uncool to say. So anyways, my wife allows me to set up my Christmas tree in my basement early and decorate the area. And you didn't really need to know that, but I'm just telling you that I have a little spot in my heart for Christmas. You've learned something about me today, and I'm drinking Tim Hortons coffee, which is you learning something else about me, that I'm too lazy to make coffee this afternoon. Anyways, and this is why my videos go on so long. We're going to get right to this. We have some new arrivals. Like I said, we're going to split the thrift store finds in half, and we're going to get right to this. You know what? I don't show, generally speaking, I don't show CDs, and I don't show other things because I just don't want to waste your all time. But I've just been picking up some 8-tracks. They seem to have some value nowadays. Sorry, I'm just going to get a smudge off this 8-track before I show you. Some of my local thrift stores are raising the prices to 8-tracks to like $8 and more. Yeah, and they're sitting there. But I'm finding a lot of people wanting 8-tracks now. So I've been picking them up when I see them for $1 or a quarter. But anyways, you know what? I'm just going to show you what I did get for 8-tracks. I know some people out there do collect them, so some people might have some interest in them. I got a copy of Eagles, Hotel California. I got a copy of Tommy, The Who. What else did I get? Oh yeah, George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. And then I got the Beatles Blue album. There you go. You know what? Like I said, I just kind of picked those up for friends who might want to do some trades, and I do have some friends that do collect them. All right, with that out of the way, let's get to some new arrivals. And like I said, these thrift store finds. This came in the mail today, oddly enough, but it's Brain Ticket, Cottonwood Hill. This is a reissue, obviously, but it's a really nice gatefold reissue. If you like really screwed up music, Brain Ticket. I've talked about Brain Ticket before in my videos, but I've never had a copy of Cottonwood Hill on vinyl. So that is now rectified. Just an amazing album. Their album after that, Psychonaut, is really good as well, but Cottonwood Hill, man, that's some messed up shit. Anyways, me swearing is not really in the Christmas vibe, is it? But anyways, yeah, let's just get right to this. Probably one of my more exciting finds of late. I have a mono pressing of this album, and mono stereo to me, whatever. It's just more for bragging rights nowadays, isn't it? A lot of people do like the mono versus stereo thing, but I've talked about this before. I'm not one of those people. Anyways, I got a copy, and the reason why I'm so excited is this is probably the most pristine copy of this album I've ever come across. And the thrift store had the gall to charge $4. Not $1, not $2, but $4. Very arbitrary price. Having said that, I was going to pay $4 for this all day long. It's an absolute pristine copy of In the Shrink, as you'll see, the Strawberry Alarm Clock, Incense and Peppermints. That's my screenshot. There you go. This is the price tag, $4. It's in the Shrink. It's a stereo copy. And the vinyl is absolutely... There's one little tiny surface rub, I think. from someone putting it in and out of the sleeve. I don't know, some people call them sleeve rubs. But apart from that, it plays, there's not a crackle, not a pop on it. I was just absolutely thrilled by that one. So that was maybe, I don't know, arguably one of my better finds recently. Is just an immaculate copy. And I probably said the word immaculate wrong there. We're doing one takes again today. Anyways, an immaculate copy of the Strawberry Alarm Clock Incense and Peppermints. And I will show this album due respect and put it back in the sleeve. All right. And I'm dropping vinyl in front of you. I'm sure someone will comment on that. Because God knows people comment when I touch the vinyl. I don't get those comments. But, you know, to each their own. Nancy Sinatra, Nancy. I would love to make this my screenshot because it's just so damn cool. Nancy Sinatra, this is an original, was it Reprise Records? It is. I don't even know what year this one is, to be honest with you. But anytime I see Nancy in thrift stores, I'm picking them up. Nancy Sinatra, Nancy. There's some, like I said, some of these finds go back to many weeks ago. So some of these come out of one huge haul I had on a Saturday morning where I found, I can't remember what it was, I found some really rare Psych. But I didn't get to these things in that video. But this is not Psych. This is part of that haul, though. Some really kind of hard to find, really cool funk. Charles Wright and the Watts 103rd Street Band. It's called You're So Beautiful. I want to say 1970. And I'm not cheating because it doesn't say on the back what year it is, but I'm just trying to test my memory here. I think it's 1970, 71. Just a really, really great funk album. And that was part of, like I said, that was part of that haul from a few weeks ago. These were all like $1. This was a really, really cool find. Obviously by the title, you're going to know it's a funk soul album. But it's 100 Proof Aged in Soul. Somebody's Been Sleeping in My Bed. Obscure, yes. Have a look online and you'll see kind of why these albums are, why I'm kind of a little bit excited about these albums. Very rare, very hard to find. Original Buddha Records pressing. Buddha Records kind of later went on to release a lot of novelty stuff, but this is not a novelty album. This is a really great soul funk album. Man, they're called 100 Proof Aged in Soul. It's got to be good, right? And it is really, really good. That's the back of it, by the way. And I saw someone post this, oddly enough, on the YouTube vinyl community recently. So maybe there are copies kicking around, but it looks to be a punch-out copy on Hot Wax Records. This is, like I said, I want to say this is, I can't see, 1970, I believe this is. Really great soul funk album. One for the Canadians. I've showed his albums before and nobody ever seems to say anything about it, which is fine. Stompin' Tom Connor's Love and Laughter. I believe this one was 1971, 74 maybe, I can't remember. But Stompin' Tom is kind of royalty in Canada. Probably one of the best known country singers to come out of the. I don't think he was from the Maritimes. Now, see, now I'm giving you false information. Something tells me he was from Ontario, but massively popular in the Maritimes and kind of all across Canada. Anyways, original copy of Love and Laughter, Stompin' Tom Connors. My friend Tom, this isn't a thrift store find actually. My friend Tom, who I reference quite frequently, he picked this up for me and he gave me a text and he asked me if I needed an upgrade copy for this, and I did. Billy Hurst, if you're watching, this earmuffs or close your eyes because it's Neil Young. It's On the Beach. He picked this up actually for a few bucks, and it really, really pays to have friends who are fellow diggers who don't go with you around, because he'll hit a lot of stuff that I don't go to, and we'll kind of text each other. Do you need this? Do you need this? Anyways, he did get me an upgrade copy of On the Beach, an original Reprise Records pressing on that one. This one, although there's a little bit of pen mark on it, it's a rare, hard to find Psych album. Who had one of the members is Larry Norman. Some of you might know who Larry Norman is. But it's a band called People, and the album is called I Love You. See, I'm blanking now. I don't rehearse these videos. This is all to keep my mind sharp, and it's not really working. I want to say 68, 69. If you look at the back there. And I picked this one up on a total... This is one of those gut feeling things. I was at a thrift store, and there's a lot of people there flipping through, and no one even picked up this record, and I looked at it, and it just looked like something. And that's just when you got to follow your gut. It's an original Capitol Records pressing, by the way. Took it home, put it on, and once I put it through the spin clean a few times, it was quite dirty. It sounds really good, and the album is really, really good. If you're like Psych, have a listen to this one online. People, I Love You. Really good find, and this is one's going to stay in my collection. Okay, Soft Machine at a thrift store. It does happen. This is Soft Machine 6, and it's a double album. I believe one album is a studio album and one album is a live album, and that is true. There's the inside there, gatefold sleeve. Anyways, Soft Machine, double album at a thrift store. Yeah. So other than the Soft Machine's first album, I know they progressively got more jazz sounding. That's a horrible way of describing it. I'm quite familiar with the first Soft Machine album. I have an original pressing in my collection over here. Apart from that, you know what? I don't pick them up, generally speaking, because they're... But when you see them for $1, I will investigate the later Soft Machine albums. Same as this one, an original. I gotta show you the label. I love this label, and I might have another record like this on this label, because this is one of my all-time favorite labels for looks. It's the Nice 5 Bridges. Original UK pressing, I believe, a gatefold. I'm sure a lot of you know the Nice, but it's Keith Emerson before Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And I gotta show you the label. One of my favorite labels of all time is this design of the Charisma label. Let's see if we get a good shot of that one. This pink Charisma label. That and the Mad Hatter label, Charisma Mad Hatter ones. I don't know, like you have to be a real kind of vinyl nerd to kind of really be into labels. But some labels are just amazing, and that's one of them is the pink Charisma label. Anyways, that was part of that haul. The Nice 5 Bridges. And I don't remember what year that is, to be honest with you. And I'm not going to waste your time looking, but I just can't remember. Anyways, moving on. Big Audio Dynamite. I loved this album when it first came out, and I just loved Big Audio Dynamite in general. This is the first one, and I don't know why I never had this on vinyl. I had it on cassette back in the day, and I have it on CD. But if you don't know Big Audio Dynamite, it's Mick Jones from The Clash and Don Letts. Don Letts was a kind of a collaborator of The Clash, filmmaker, and then he went on to join Big Audio Dynamite. That's their first album, and probably this and their album The Globe are probably my favorite Big Audio Dynamite albums. But another one, sometimes it's your day at the thrift stores, but Rush, All the World's a Stage. Original pressing for what it matters. You know, it's not the hardest album to find, so saying it's a first pressing doesn't really matter. You can tell by which label Anthem Records was distributed by in Canada, but I'm not going to bore you with that kind of shit. Anyways, All the World's a Stage. Their first live album, 1977, I believe it is. Anyways, and it has a complete version of 2112. The whole first side of 2112 is replicated quite nicely on this album. So anyways, that was a hell of a nice find. We're getting down there. Hair metal fans, I'm talking to you. I have this album, and it's so rare to find that obviously I'm not passing this up, but I gotta talk to you. I've talked about this before. For hair metal, glam metal, you got your A-level bands, you know, your Innovators, your Motley Crues, all that shit. And then you got your B level ones, your Poisons and your Warrants, and then you got your C level ones. The C level ones, that was when labels were signing anyone who had big puffy hair and could work a whammy bar and could pout their lips. I collect a lot of that stuff, not because a lot of it's very good. It just, I collect it. This is one of those kind of C-level hair metal bands that were kind of a cut above. By saying that, but I mean, it's actually, for that genre, it's actually really good, and they got lost in the shuffle. And it's one of those bands that really could have gone further. And anyways, I'm blabbering on now. But anyways, it's Shark Island, Law of the Order. I do have it on CD, which is quite rare. It's quite rare as well. And both copies I have, oddly enough, are gold stamp promos. This one is a definite upgrade. But they do a really good version of Fleetwood Mac's The Chain. They kind of make it all hair metal-y. And the first song, Paris Calling. Every hair metal mixtape I make, and when I say mixtape, I mean playlists on my streaming or my MP3 player. So when I say mixtape, that's kind of the old man in me. Paris Calling's always on that one. If you're into glam metal, hair metal, listen to Shark Island. They were one of the better bands from that genre that kind of got lost in the shuffle. This is probably early 90s, just when hair metal was kind of on its death knell. UK, Night After Night. UK was a really, really, really good latter-day progressive rock band with John Wetton from King Crimson in Asia, Terry Bozzio, the amazing drummer who went on to play with, I'm going to guess, I think he played with Frank Zappa. I'm sure he played with Steve Vai at some point. He definitely played with Jeff Beck, and then he was in Missing Persons, of all bands. And then Eddie Jobson. Anyways, this is a live album they did. And UK was kind of a later discovery. Just some recommendations from people, but they're probably one of the better kind of latter day. When I say latter day, I mean late 70s, early 80s. One of those early, and he's one of the better latter day kind of progressive rock bands. It kind of this haul I had kind of goes everywhere. It's covered every genre possible, and we're going to cover reggae. Third World, Rock the World, 1981, I believe it is. Reggae for me is so rare to find. In thrift stores or in the wild, I just pick them up regardless if they're good or not, and I kind of, I'll ask around, and if I don't like it, I always find a home for them. Anyways, I can show you this one. It's going to mean nothing to you unless you're from Canada, and even then, unless you're from Ottawa, Ontario. You probably won't even know this band. An 80s band called 8 Seconds. They had a really big hit in Canada called Kiss You When It's Dangerous. This is their first independent album called Octava Rima. It's one of those ridiculously stupid spellings of Octava Rima. Really, really, really good Canadian kind of 80s music. I've never actually seen this album in the wild or ever. And I'm quite a big fan of these guys. But like I said, I just showed you something that you probably have never heard of and didn't need to know about unless you're from Ottawa and or a big 80s nerd like me. All right. Whew. That was a mouthful. If you made it through this video, thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who's watching my videos. I really, really appreciate it. I try not to have too much content as to not burn out my videos or not to wear out my welcome. But for those of you who make an effort to come back around and subscribe and kind of pay attention to my nonsense, I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all your comments. I appreciate it. If you subscribe or not, it doesn't matter to me as long as you're watching, and I really do appreciate it. We're going to end this here. I want everyone to take care, and as my videos go on, you're going to see me turn into a big Christmas nerd. A Christmas vinyl nerd. There's worse things in life, so we'll end it there. Take care, everyone.